Welcome back to Dark Corner's Physical Media Reviews. We're looking at another release from Deaf Crocodile, once again showcasing an oddity of world cinema. Emphasis on odd, and opening with a warning that's not messing about. This 4-disc set covers the 3 films that comprise Norbert Pfaffenbichler's 2551 trilogy, inspired by Charlie Chaplin's game-changing 1921 comedy The Kid, from which episode 1 takes its title, sometimes explicitly, mostly not. Seriously. Though it does use silent film technique. And references other films along the way. Filmed entirely in a series of World War II bunkers with no dialogue, true to its source, the film is set in a subterranean dystopia in which the masked citizenry live under the heel of a totalitarian regime, represented by the brutal police force which patrols the tunnels, from whom an Apeman rescues a child. Pfaffenbichler has described the films as dystopian slapstick, and the unexpected moments of comedy are another facet of this bizarre world. Having initially tried to get rid of the child, even the nursery is a nightmare. The Apeman comes to care for him, and when he is taken by the authorities, sets out to get him back. Part 2, Orgy of the Damned, cuts between the child being indoctrinated into the police and the Apeman's hunt, mostly through a dystopian fetish club, very little of which we can show on YouTube. I found this episode a bit tiresome. So much of it seems to exist for its own boundary-pushing sake, rather than to serve the character or narrative. And while there is little narrative, what did surprise me in the final episode, the end, was how much I cared and how much it did affect me. At least partly thanks to a great performance by Stefan Herber, physically inhabiting the character and making his pain very real. Which is not to say that things get less weird in part 3. Very much not, and there's a twist I certainly didn't see coming. If this is your sort of film, and at worst it'd be a fantastic one to have on in the background at a Halloween party, then there's a whole disc of extras to dig into. Each film is accompanied by a commentary, episode 1 by film archivist Eva Le Tourneau, episode 2 by the Projection Booth podcaster Mike White, and 3 by writer and film scholar Sheila Rowan-Legg and artist, curator and writer Anne Golden. None of these are from the perspective of someone who worked on the film, so they tend to break down the film's imagery with a healthy amount of speculation and interpretation that may not match your own experiences. But fear not, the rest of the content comes from those involved. Far-reaching interviews with director Pfaffenbichler, who, alongside the many silent film influences, also cites George Lucas's debut feature THX 1138. Lead actor Stefan Herber talks about his casting, while cinematographer Martin Putz and stop-motion VFX artist Paul Lechman discuss the more practical aspects of the film's production, further examined in behind-the-scenes featurettes. Tunnels, which provide the backdrop to the film, were apparently every bit as cold and uninviting as they look on screen. There are also some deleted scenes and 7 experimental short films by Pfaffenbichler, again bearing testament to his love of silent film, featuring Chaplin mashups and a recreation of the Odessa steppe scene from Eisenstein's Battleship Potemkin, all strong on imagery over story. There's also visual essays, soundtrack, artwork, and an 80-page booklet with essays, interviews, and behind-the-scenes pictures. It's an exhaustive package. There'd be very little point in paying homage to Chaplin's film and not tugging at the heartstrings, and for all its willful and occasionally self-defeating avant-gardeness, the 2551 trilogy does do that, winning you around without you realising. Or at least it did me. And for all the grotesqueries, violence, and so much we can't show, it is occasionally funny, touching, and quite beautiful. It's not my sort of thing, and I'll never watch it again, but I'm very glad to have seen it because it is different. It's one that, while clearly not for everyone, I think can still be enjoyed and appreciated by people it's not for, like me. I feel like film fans will find something in it, although the death metal soundtrack did grind me down. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Anyone seen this? Your thoughts in the comments below, along with any other films with unlikely inspirations.